Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to hit a masonry nail into a plastered wall. Now over here I've got some examples of masonry nails. In order to hit the nail in the wall, you're going to need a hammer. Make sure the condition of the hammer is good. Please use eye protection when hitting in nails in walls. Sometimes the heads break off and the heads can ricochet and hit into your face. While this is not a mandatory step, it is actually just a hack. I'll also show you how to stop the plaster from lifting by using a little cordless screwdriver. If you have a pair of long nose pliers, this can be useful to hold the nail in place before you hammer. You can also just use a peg. Right, I've marked off the spot on the wall where I want to hit in the nail. Now what you need to do is hold the nail like that and gently tap it in. You can see how the nail is already sticking into the wall. Now the most important thing here is that the nail is horizontal. Do not hit the nail in like that. If you hit the nail in at an angle like this, all that's going to happen is the paint and plaster is going to bulge and you're going to find that a chip of plaster is going to fall out of the wall. So you want to be horizontal just like that. You want to take the hammer and notice the line of the hammer. The hammer must hit the nail horizontally. Be careful of hitting the nail like that. You can see that I'm coming at an angle and all that's going to happen is the nail is going to fly out of the wall. If I come like that, the same thing. If you're trying to do this at an angle, there's a very high chance the nail will go skew and eventually pop out. Right, so there you can see I'm holding it and hammering it into the wall. Now check that it is going in straight. You can see that the nail is exactly horizontal. And while you don't have to get a spirit level and do this step, I'm just showing you that the nail is exactly horizontal. Now if you're worried about hammering your fingers, you could have just held the nail in place with the long nose pliers. Remember that the first few taps are actually very light. Now it's already embedded slightly into the wall. Now I can gently tap it firmer and firmer as I go along. Now this is where a lot of people make mistakes. They think it is already firmly in the wall and now they already start to hit it quite hard with the hammer. You still want to hit it gently but slightly firmer now. So it's very important to still keep the hammer in alignment. Right, now you can hit this slightly firmer. Now I can hit it in a bit deeper. Right, so there you see the finished product. And I could hang my picture. Right, now to hit the nail in a face brick. There you can see I want to hang this little flower here, and here is my masonry nail. Now here are some tips. Now it is easier to hit the nail into the cement, but in this case I'm going to hit it into the brick and I'm going to show you some tips. The first thing is don't hit a nail right on the side. What will happen is the brick will split. So if you are going to hit a nail into the brick, make sure you're towards the middle and also on this side. You do not want to hit the nail there or there. So over here is fine. Right, now I'm going to hit the nail into the brick. So I find my position and I'm gently tapping the nail. Notice that I'm holding the hammer quite high up, but when you want to get full power, you need to hold the hammer lower down. But right now I'm more interested in control rather than power, and that is why I'm just tapping it here and I'm gently increasing the hammering pressure. Now I can start to hit it quite firmly. Right, note that the hammer hits the nail in line. If you're hammering like this, you're going to knock the nail out of the brick. You can see that once the hammer impacts the nail, the hammer is almost perpendicular to the ground. That will force the nail into the wall in a straight alignment. Now I can hit quite firmly. Now very important is to do a quick quality check. Are you going in straight? Is the nail still fine? Yes. Now I just need to hit it in a little bit more in order to hang the flower. Right, now I can hang my ornament. Now with a painted face brick wall, often when you take the nail and you hit it into either the brick or the cement, some of the paint comes off. Even if I hammer the nail correctly, it still opens up some of that paint. And there you can see I've barely started and some of the paint is already coming off. Right, so that's the resultant damage. Now I haven't done anything wrong here, it's just the nature of hitting a nail into a wall. Therefore rather use my hack of drilling a small pilot hole first. And even if I hammer into the brick, it still opens some of the paintwork. Right, there you can see some of the paintwork has come off. Right, there you can see another example of where the paint comes off. you could use the pre-drill method just so that you do not damage any of the paint. So for example, if I want to hammer into the cement there, I can just pre-drill just a few millimeters using a drill bit. Right, so there you can see the hole. And if it's going to go in the brick, you follow the same procedure. Right, so there you can see in the brick without damaging any of the paintwork.